Right, Fetch is a DEX aggregator for Cardano. What is an aggregator? So let's say you want to dump $10,000 into the latest meme scam on the chain.
You have come out with Fetch. It's one of those agitators or whatever you call them. Aggregators. Yeah, that's the ticket. Tell us about Fetch. What's up with Fetch?
Right, Fetch is a DEX aggregator for Cardano. What is an aggregator? So let's say you want to dump $10,000 into the latest meme scam on the chain. And the liquidity on a decentralized blockchain isn't always in the same place. So we have multiple dexes out there. We have MinSwap, we have Sunday Swap, we have Wing Riders, we have Splash. Anyways, there's tons of them, right? So if you're going to put a large buy and you buy it from a single place, well, let's say that you make the price swing by 20% because there wasn't that much liquidity. Well, if you spread your buy to all the dexes that have that token and minimize the quote unquote slippage, then you actually end up getting more tokens for your ADA. So what Fetch does is it basically looks at all the dexes when you try to submit a transaction. Our algorithm will find the best route to take to get you the most amount of tokens. And you will usually end up with more tokens than you would have if you had bought from a single dex. And yeah, that is basically what an aggregator does. So we launched Fetch, or we announced it back at the Cardano Summit this year. It was actually Hosky taking over another project. We actually took over ADA Markets and rebranded them. So they've come under the Hosky umbrella, the cabal, I guess you can call it. And I've been working with Shamrock Pool, Patty, and also Cardano with Paul, YouTube guy. They're the developers behind Fetch, and they are now part of Hosky. So yeah, Fetch is our DEX aggregator. So it's fetch.hosky.io if anybody wants to go try it out. It's still early on. We have a lot of development plans, lots of features still coming. We actually hired a developer, a third developer. Actually, technically, that's our fourth developer for Fetch. So I guess you can say we're actually building something.
Actually, you know what? When Victor switched to this graphic, I thought this was actually photos of all your developers. They're like, one of your developers looks like a pig. I'm
Oh
sorry to
yeah,
say that.
I mean,
The other one looks
I
like a
cannot
cat.
confirm nor deny.
And then you got this one dude that looks like a thing of milk. It's just like, where do you get these guys from?
Yeah, so that's
Hey.
actually that's the bubble. We considered calling this balls because fetch dogs balls, but we went with the more industry-wide term of bubbles. It just shows you a kind of a picture of the ecosystem and how tokens are performing. So just a quick overview, another way to look at the ecosystem. But yeah, if you go to the website, we also currently have a promotion. Crazy part is we have rebates. So we do charge a fee whenever you do a transaction that's greater than 70 ADA, because you can trade freely up to 69 ADA. Get it? 69 with no aggregator fees. So anything under 69, no fee. If you do incur a fee, we actually have a promotion that we will reimburse the aggregator fee in Hosky. So technically we don't, but we do. And the promotion was for 50,000 ADA worth of Hosky when we started it, which was about 2 trillion. However, due to idiots buying the token for some reason, I guess now that is worth about 110,000 ADA worth of rebates. So it looks like the rebate's going to go a little bit longer. Yeah, so that's one of them. And you can trade anytime. We have a bot for Discord coming out, so you can buy and sell directly from Discord. So we'll be releasing that one here in the very near future. Lots of stuff coming out. Lots of partnerships that are just waiting on our API to be finished. And yeah, even some wallet integrations already.
Fetch sounds pretty cool. I mean, it's almost like, ADA markets. Yeah, just I wanted to get it out there because I saw you getting grief about this. Yes,
dude,
yes. Please. Just explain this for once and for all to people where it
I
came
mean,
from,
it's
please.
funny because I mean, I did just say that, right? Like we actually took over Ada Markets and we rebranded them. We're taking them over. Ada Markets is pretty much end of life at this point because Fetch is Ada Markets. And there was even some comments recently about, hey, why do you guys have a catalyst proposal? Well, because, or why does Ada Markets have a catalyst proposal? Well, that's because they weren't Fetch at the time. We probably hadn't even talked about the takeover because it was literally all done within a week. We're like, yeah, let's have a conversation about this. Let's do it. And yeah, so again, Ada Markets is Fetch. It's not like it. We're not copying them. We took over them. Also, this is funny. At one point, Dave, who's a controversial person for arguing with watermelons, um, was part of the team. By the time I stepped in, he was no longer part of the team. So I'm like, okay, I can work with this. So all the FUD that comes around, like, oh, you're paying Dave or Dave's fudding because he's part of the project. Well, he is not. So you can, stop fudding. But you can move the FUD to Hosky. That's always acceptable. Um, so yeah, we just wanted to do something different. I personally wanted to support builders in the ecosystem that I thought were overlooked. And I've been using Ada Markets for quite a while as my go-to aggregator prior to this. So one day I reached out to them, like, hey guys, how can I help you guys to like grow? How can I help promote you guys? Sent them a DM, went to bed, woke up, or actually in the middle of the night, I was like, wait a minute, I got an idea. And the next day I messaged them and say, hey guys, can we have a quick meeting? I would like to discuss a business proposition. And I actually put a presentation together. So they were actually the first people to get like an actual business proposition presentation from Hosky. So it was totally off brand. It was totally not something that I'm used to, at least in crypto. I mean, I'm pretty good with presentations in real life. And yeah, we had that. I had a Twitter space with Book.io at the time, and middle of the Twitter space, they reached back out to me. They're like, "Hey, we'd like to discuss this further." So I'm like, "Oh, I guess they like the idea." So yeah, we had a second call, a follow-up call later that day, and they're like, "Yeah, let's do this." We just hashed out a few concerns, and we kind of shook hands virtually, and we got to work on the rebrand. And a month later, the summit happened, and that's where we announced what was going on. And again, I do repeat, Fetch came from Ada Markets. It is the code from Ada Markets and will be expounded upon by Hosky now.